We're in Clovis, California, taking a look at a water leak that a homeowner has in the underneath the upstairs bath. This is a shower only, and right now I'm just taking a picture of the wall. But so here's what we have up here. We cut out just a little small hole at first to take a look where the water was dripping, and then we wanted to demo back far enough so that you could see, where the damage was. And so perimeter of where we've cut stucco is dry. All the way around where we've cut, so no further damage as far as on top of stucco, standing water. Same thing over here. So all dry. We pulled out the insulation in here that was wet. Everything's on the ground for your inspection. We might have to put it in a barrel just so, because the owner has pets and we don't want them rummaging around in that, but we'll leave it in a barrel in case you want to inspect it. We didn't see anything. We didn't see any mold, but we're not mold experts, so we've seen it before, but we don't see anything. Main thing we see right now is just water, which could lead to damage to these silent floors. That bottom cord, is just multiple plies, and so it could lead to damage, but that's not our area of expertise. But you can see this portion all the way back, and of course this one next to it all the way back, and this being the shower upstairs. So we're looking at the backyard, and of course here is the back slider. I'm not going to pan down in the event someone's there and we want to protect their privacy. But so we've looked up here. Water lines are Uponor tubing, probably hot and cold. They're pure white. That's what we used to do. It's just that's all they has, that translucent white color. Nothing leaking there. A couple other water lines right here. You can see 1/2 inch. Nothing leaking there. What we did note with this on the trap, the P-trap for the shower upstairs, you can see the staining here, which indicates water's been rolling down. You can actually see it, all the stains across the trap. So water's been rolling down the trap, dropping. And this is what we believe. You're gonna have to hop up here and move this trap around. So this is what we not believe, this is what we know. If you look up here right now, you can see the whole drain assembly is moving back and forth. And that's not supposed to move at all. So there's a gasket up above that large white nut. There's putty up on top where they mount the flange, then a rubber gasket and a nut, and you tighten it down. This is a cocked in place fitting here. It's not cocked in place, but a gasketed fitting right here. But the main thing is the seal has been broken at the shower. Two things that we can say. Number one, and we don't do track tums, so I can't tell you, but I mean, we used to, but we don't now. But when you install these, number one, you need mortar underneath, so that it doesn't flex up and down. Now, I don't think that's entirely what was going on here, but it's loose, and that's a separate issue. It's a plumbing issue that can be addressed at any point before this is repaired up here. So that is what is causing the damage down here. We're not going to ask we're going to. What we'll do is we're going to have them run some water down there. We're going to wiggle this, or we probably wouldn't even have to wiggle it, but at least we can document the water rolling down from that drain so that we know that's what we've accomplished, what we came out to do. And then we'll take another video. So still here in Clovis, California, and we've got the homeowner running the shower now, and you can see water rolling off. It's coming out from, there's a black rubber gasket at the top. I'm not going to put my finger, well, I can't put my finger up there. Go ahead and put your finger all the way up there at the black gasket. All the way up. Keep going. Okay, right there. There's a black gasket and then a white nut. And then it transitions to the pipe. So it's leaking all around. See how much water is coming through? It's not sealed. So anyways, that's the damage. There's nothing else. When the water's off, there's no water running down here, so we know it's not water pipes. But as you can see, when you take a shower, this thing's moving all around. See that? See the water just pouring out? Okay, so anyways, that's the repair, and hope that's the documentation that you need, and we'll get this over to you as soon as we can. Outside of that, this inspection is done. So we're in Clovis, California, and we just finished doing a repair on a shower stall. It's a fiberglass stall upstairs, and we got out here, and what we found is water leaking. We have a separate video for that, or we might combine these, but what was going on is this flange that was installed, this shower drain, the top portion had snapped off. This is the part that sits up on top of the tub and you put your putty on, and it is actually this threaded portion is usually a part of that, and it's snapped off. Then underneath, of course, it's got a gasket and a friction ring and then a nut from underneath, but it's separated. So this thing was moving up and down all over, and water was leaking out through there. So we've got a separate video, and again, we might combine these. But so for our part, the repair is coming in, cutting the line, getting a new drain up there. So new putty, new drain, and then of course siliconing it in, you know, where it comes through the rubber gasket. We put silicone all around it just to make sure it doesn't leak. No hub band tying it back together, and that's code. It's a plastic to plastic band, and so it's tied together. Silicone's in there, and one thing that we did do is this. Grab the tape measure, please. The bottom of the drain was hitting stucco, and which means whenever you stand in the shower up there, there's no give, there's no play. It's just hitting hard. Also, there was a block right here that was supporting it, and so what we've got now, stretch it across here, please. What we've got now here from bottom of top stucco over here onto the drain, please. And so you can see now we've got quite a good gap right there. It's about 1/4 of an inch, and so when the shower pan flexes down, it's not immediately hitting something. Same thing up here at this portion. It's no longer being supported by the block. We picked it up so that it's not hitting. We're going to leave it free floating. The reason why is, as we explained to the homeowner, normally when we install a tub like this, we put a mortar base in which supports and conforms to the whole bottom side of the shower stall. Since it's not, when you stand in it, it's going to move down and up, down and up. We thought about blocking it here to give some support so that it doesn't move down. Problem is, we can only get a block right in a couple of areas, and that means all of the force downward is on just right there on the fiberglass, and we could crack the fiberglass. So we're not going to block it. When you step in, and we've done this, we've gone up and stepped on it, and it moves up and down. We'd rather see this trap arm and this P-trap floating up and down. So the trap arm is this portion, so it's floating, it's free, it's not hitting anything, and then of course the trap's not hitting anything. So when it moves, it's not going to bind up, it's just going to move up and down and not hit anything. So anyways, drain is installed. We'll like I say, we'll either do this as a standalone video or we'll combine it with the others. Outside of that, this installation is done.